Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, as many people know, Will Smith recently issued a statement apologizing to Chris Rock. And it wasn't just some written statement as he had done in the past, like shortly after this incident. It was him actually on video expressing, remorse and apologizing to Chris Rock for what happened. And I want to just take some time to talk about this situation. As you all know, during the Oscars, Chris Rock was making some jokes about Jada Pinkett Smith. He was talking about how she was going to star in the new G.I. Jane film. And you know, in that film, it features a woman who has her hair shaved because she's in the military and all that kind of stuff. And as we know, Jada Pinkett Smith has her hair cut very low because she suffers from alopecia. And so for her, this whole joke was not a laughing matter. And so when Chris Rock told this joke, at first Will Smith was laughing along with others. And then Will Smith saw the expression on his wife's face. And Will Smith proceeded to walk onto the stage and slap Chris Rock in the face. And then after doing so, he returned to his seat and he yelled out, "Keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth." And he said that a couple of times. And, since then, a lot of things have happened. First of all, he's been sanctioned by the Oscars. He's not permitted to attend Oscar programs in person for 10 years. In addition to that, some of his projects have been put on hold because of this controversy. And after this had occurred, it's my understanding that shortly afterwards he issued a written statement. But this is the first time where he has made a statement on video about this incident, where he's been interviewed about this incident. And basically he was taking questions from the public, I guess. People had asked him a few questions. And what I want to do is just take some time to share my thoughts about this. My initial reaction is like, why did it take so long? Like, this is 3 months later. Why make the statement now when you could have made it a long time ago in a more timely fashion to express remorse for what happened? So that's the first thing. And that raises some questions for me, the fact that it took so long. And the other thing is, he was asked, like, why didn't he apologize during his acceptance speech? And he said, well, he was fogged out and all this and that. And during this apology, he went on to talk about how his behavior was unacceptable. And he mentioned that he wasn't thinking about all the people that were hurt. He cited the example of Chris Rock's mother being hurt by this whole incident, Chris Rock's brother, and he talked about how Chris Rock's brother was his man. And so now there's irreparable damage to their friendship that they used to have. And he went on to talk about no part of him believed that that was the right way to behave and all this and that. So they also asked him, did Jada Pinkett Smith tell him to do anything after she rolled her eyes following Chris Rock's joke? And basically he said that no, she didn't. She had nothing to do with this situation. And this is what I think about this. Obviously, Will Smith acted on his own. Nobody forced him to do what he did and stuff like that. He's solely responsible for what he did. But the fact of the matter is, it was Jada Pinkett's response that motivated him to take action. When he saw that she was disappointed with the joke or upset, that's when he decided to take action. And even after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, Jada Pinkett was laughing. There's video footage of the immediate aftermath, and she's laughing. She's taking it lightly. And I think that shows a part of her character. Like, I think that she should have said something to Will Smith when he started to walk up there. She could have done something to, like, diffuse the situation. But, again, he's solely responsible, but I think that she could have done more. And this was, you know, contrary to what Will Smith is saying, you know, this has everything to do with Jada Pinkett Smith. If she had not made the expression that she did, he wouldn't have even felt any kind of need to go up there or any obligation to go up there. And one of the things that he talks about here is like one of his traumas is people being let down by him. You know, so I think that when he saw her disapproval, that he felt like he was letting her down by laughing at the joke. And he felt like he had to stand up for her and do something about it, about the situation. And the other thing is, like, I don't think that he, you know, I think that he was genuinely upset. You know, obviously he was upset about the joke and everything after he saw her reaction. But the fact of the matter is, you know, Chris Rock has been making jokes about Jada Pinkett for the longest period of time. You know, this is nothing new. And I think that he just finally had enough and he decided to do something about it. And, you know, one of the things that he talks about is, like, in this particular video, he talks about how he was he's deeply remorseful, but he doesn't want to be at the point where he's ashamed of himself and he views himself as a piece of shit and all that kind of stuff. And so he's dealing with that, you know, the balance of that. But yeah, I mean, this whole thing, like, I think the problem is the delay, you know, and his issuing this statement. You know, and I just wonder, like, what Chris Rock's real reaction is. Like, I saw something where Chris Rock was talking about, like, how people, you know, he was just talking about the incident briefly, but he didn't respond directly to what Will Smith had to say. And I'm just wondering about that, because I think, like, if that was me, there's no way that I could just accept somebody's apology like 3 months after the fact, after they publicly humiliated me in front of the whole world. There's no way that I would just be all open to embrace them and to accept their apology and to forgive them and all that kind of stuff. I know we got some, you know, some real religious type of people that are all about forgiving and forgetting and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just not that person, and y'all are better people than me. But I think eventually you have to forgive for your own sanity and your own state of mind and peace and stuff like that. But still, this is too early on. And that's something that Will Smith was talking about. He was talking about how you know, when he reached out to Chris Rock, he said he's not ready to talk about the situation, and when he is, he'll let him know, something to that effect. Yeah, but there's no way I would be willing to just forgive somebody. And then part of me just wonders, like, when I was listening to it, it seemed like the statement was more about, like, repairing his image than about genuinely apologizing to Chris Rock. It seemed like it was more about you know, protecting his career and his name and his brand than it was about Chris Rock. Because I believe that he actually did think that what he was doing was right at the time and stuff, obviously, because he wouldn't have done it. But, you know, those are some things that come to mind. And then he described it as making a mistake. Like, this is more than a mistake. Like, getting up on a stage and slapping somebody across the face is not, you know, just some simple mistake. A mistake is like you trip or something like that, or you forget to say somebody's, you know, include somebody's name in something. That's a mistake. You know, walking up onto the stage was something deliberate. Slapping somebody in the face was deliberate. Yelling out, "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth," that's deliberate. So I think this is bigger than a mistake, and obviously a simple apology over, you know, a short period of time. Like, I think those videos, at the most, his talk was about like 10 minutes, because like on TikTok, you're limited to like 3 minutes per video. And that's what he did. He posted like 3 videos on TikTok about this. So yeah, I mean, I just don't think it was, you know, I don't think that, I'm just saying, like, I just think that it's more, you have to do more than that. A short little apology is not going to erase what happened. And then it's like, it's just messed up that he tarnished his name. You know, he tarnished his Oscar. Like, this is something that he had aspired to win as an actor. You know, this is what most actors aspire to achieve. And here he is at the pinnacle of his career, and is forever tarnished because of the way he reacted to the situation. And again, like, I understand, like, the need to defend your family, and I am sympathetic. Like, I am really sympathetic to him actually doing what he did, because it's like, I understand, like, the need to defend your family, to stand up for your family, to stand up for your wife and stuff like that. Because so often people, you know, as I said in my initial video on this, so often people brush things off and then they say, I should have said this, I should have done that, but he acted in the moment. But I don't think it, in retrospect, obviously wasn't the best decision to make. It's had a bad impact on his career. So, you know, those are a few of my thoughts about this. Tell me what y'all think. Please rate, comment, subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I post new content on here. Peace and blessings. Have a great day.